ordinance that is being brought before you if you take action. So unless, nothing that happens tonight is going to change the fact that it's a planned development zoning district. That's what it is now. The only thing that by denying this would do is you're saying that you don't want to do the 2,300 to 2,100 or include that about the fence. Other than that, we made a few minor changes through the ordinance, but basically it's just the same as it was before, except for the house sizes. Now, I'm sure they may want to add something to it, I don't know.
Marvin, the retention pond, what are the sides of it going to be? Are they going to be grass?
It's going to be concrete. As far as in the middle right now, it says grass. Now, that's going to be something that will be worked out between us before we bring it back to you.
I mean, the maintenance would go way down if everything was concrete.
Yes,
the aesthetics of it would go way down too.
Yeah.
So that would limit.
And we haven't talked to Juan and them about that yet, but that's where we're leading to.
If we don't come to an agreement.
What if we don't?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to come to an agreement. It states in there, it has to be an agreement.
So if there's not an agreement, then the project doesn't move forward?
No, we can't do anything without the agreement. You don't stop them constructing and doing what they're doing now, but as we get on down and get all the utilities in and everything, that's when we're going to have to deal with this.
You all have anything to add during the public hearing?
I don't think I have really anything specific. Great job, Marvin. You did well. Any questions about the sizes of the homes or anything of that nature?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, our preference was for the larger homes, because of the larger values and the larger taxes and all that. But my understanding is that when the lot sizes were set, there wasn't, the calculations weren't done to such a degree that for sure they could be that large, and that now, to meet all the setbacks, they can't be as big as we thought.
Well, so, yes, there was a lot of things that went into play with that. But I think the major thing for us, and just keep in mind, when we take a look at comps, or we're talking about price adjustments, the original prices that we had discussed when we started all of this, we've seen the market and have substantially changed. So let's think about that, right? So we went from like $350,000 houses to $475, $525. I mean, I'm constantly monthly running a market analysis on what's going on. We're in a pocket of really high development. So I'm not too concerned about that. Plus, again, prices are up. And then when we take a look at comps, there's a 200 square footage range between you give and take.
And you're a licensed real estate agent. That's very important. Because
I think that you guys are right. Okay. Yes, I'm licensed. So when we take a look at comps, our comps range from 200 minus to 200 plus. And our biggest discrepancy here is 139 square feet. It's not going to affect anything.
This was all of the lots, though, was it?
No, so floor
just
plan,
a few of them.
correct.
Okay.
So floor plan A is 2,225 square feet. And really, because I think some of the concerns that we had was we didn't want these to look like rectangular boxes. So when I went back and forth with the design team, I'm like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I don't like that. I need some depth and on both sides. Just because you can't see what's in the backyard doesn't mean that the neighbors don't go to the neighbor's house and see what's in the backyard. And I wanted there to be some nice dimension. So that's where some of my shortages came in, was giving the house character. So let me finish. 2,161 square feet is the other one. And that's the difference of 139. The other one's 75.
I don't think anybody had any problem with what little, and knowing it wasn't all of the houses.
Exactly.
Yeah. The retention pond is the...
Yeah.
So,
right down.
But I'm just guessing, as, knowing a little bit about development and business, that y'all thought you were putting in 20 houses and you were scaled to that, and now it's just 19. I mean, that changes them. your numbers, right?
So I think I mentioned this in the P&Z, Lot 1 was my house. So when it came down to it and they took that away from me, Juan called me, he's like, just sit down, I have some news. I wasn't real happy, but I understand why.
Yeah.
Nobody went into this saying, hey, don't forget, you're gonna need a detention bond. We would have planned for that, conversations would have happened, but unfortunately, this is where we are. And I'm confident that we can come to an agreement. I'm just still doing some of my due diligence. I think that conversations from P&Z, there's some things that you guys can look at as well, and I think it'll be great for everybody.
Well, one thing I wanted to say from dealing with other developers, not just here, but other places, I personally appreciated the fact that when you knew it was going to have the detention pond, you didn't come back with a request to still try to cram 20 lots on what were those other 19 lots, so I appreciate that. This is, I think, much more workable, even though we still have to work out the details of the ownership and maintenance.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, us going through this process and going from 26 to 24 to 20 to 19, okay, let's just keep moving forward. Let's keep pressing. We're going to design something really nice. The city's going to be very happy with what we have to present, and for many, many years to come, let's just keep moving forward.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else that wishes to speak during the public hearing? Hearing none, we will close the public hearing at 7:27. We will now move to item number 15, which is action from the public hearing in order to consider approval of ordinance number 1347-2022, which would amend the plan development by lowering the minimum lot sizes, minimum home square footage from 2,300 to 2,100 square feet. That is zoning case PZ 2022-0003 RZ.
And the language for the detention pond that's put in the ordinance will say a detention pond will be constructed on Lot 1X that meets ISWIM calculations modeled for a 100-year range event with a detention pond facilities agreement to be worked out between the city and the developer. And I highlighted the things we changed in that ordinance.
So did you want this, you have some language in here, it sounds almost like a motion, but not exactly. Do you need that, or do you just need the ordinance passed?
No, you'll just pass the ordinance, sir, with the...
Make a motion to approve ordinance 1347-2022.
I got a question, Morgan. On the detention pond, if we're the ones maintaining it, do we want to go for the lease maintain deal, or do we want to go with
Well, that's our
aesthetic?
goal, yes.
Or we want to go with aesthetics? I mean, some places have all grass, which meant we'd have to be down there.
Well, they're in agreement to build a fence around it, so,
Yeah, but still, it would still have to be in money.
Yeah, but we can work that out. Yeah, that'll still have to come back to the council.
I mean, Charles had a good point. We maintain the road, it's our lot.
But we don't want to be mowing it.
No, then we want it all concrete. So
we mowing it.
I kind of think that's where we're leaning to.
Well, let's do that then.
But let's not get let's not get, I'll second, we'll bring that one back for that. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 1347-2022. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Would y'all do me a favor, though? I imagine it's Delta. If they'll send me the lot replat with the 19 lots on there and Lot 1X, because that has to be attached to this ordinance.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow morning, I will reach out to both.
Okay.
We will move to item number 16, which is to conduct a public hearing in order to receive citizen comments on the proposed application as submitted by ROFD Real Estate Investments to rezone approximately 0.566 acres of land described as being River Oaks Dental in Block 1, Lots 2 and 3 in River Oaks, Texas, from a PD Plan Development Zoning District created pursuant to Ordinance 1338-2022 to an amended PDR Plan Development Zoning District for a redesigned townhome development, repealing the former ordinance and adopting ordinance number 1346-2022 in order to develop the property for 7 townhomes, either 2 family attached for single-family detached not exceeding